Hey, if you think that you're too small to get big results, create a big downline, have a big team, create a massive success, and create a life that you want and deserve, watch this video. And if we haven't met, my name is Edita. I'm a former struggling network marketer. I hate prospecting, and that's why I was struggling. I didn't like chasing people. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me to ask strangers to look at my stuff. It wasn't for me to live with hidden agendas. So obviously I wasn't getting anywhere, and that was until I found a way to get my ideal prospects to come to me instead, and it changed everything for me. And now I'm going for massive success. And in today's video, and by the way, if you would like to discover a way to recruit new team members without having to do stuff that you don't like, because let's agree, if you don't like doing something, it can hardly give you big results, at viesnow.com/3 steps. The link is in the description of this video. And today I'm going to talk about something completely different. I'm not going to talk about strategies and tactics and methods and objections and whatever, anything specifically related to network marketing. Today I'm going to talk about what might be stopping you from achieving success, achieving good success, and achieving life-changing things, big things, because that's the potential of this industry. But do you believe that you can do it? Because if you don't, that could be the root cause of a lot of struggles and roadblocks that you are stumbling upon. That could be one big reason to for you to just make very small progress and maybe quit. Because here is the thing, everything that we need to succeed, absolutely everything that we need to succeed, is in here. It's in our head, it's in our heart, if you will. It's inside of us. Everything that we do is driven by what we have internally, what we have inside of us. And believing in massive results is one of those things that needs to happen in you in order for you to be successful. Because if you think small, because if you believe small, that's not good enough for you to go far and to fly high and to achieve a lot, big results. That's not good enough. In order for you to create life-changing things, to achieve life-changing results, so you can create a life that you want for yourself, for your family, for your children, for your maybe aging parents, because that's one of the goals for me. In fact, they live in a different country, and I'll get to my country eventually. You need to dream, you need to believe big. And I will never forget what one of my mentors said in one of the trainings. He said something along the lines of, if students in our community tell me that they only want to achieve results that are good enough to pay the bills, we need to work with their heads. We need to work with their mindset. Because this is about big. This is about something much, much bigger than just paying the bills. And you need to believe that. This is a business. If you are running a business, if you want to run a business to create big results, you can't just be thinking in terms of paying the bills. I think it's the root cause of a lot of failures for network marketers, for business people, for entrepreneurs, because they're not thinking big enough. You need to have a very big driving force within you to push you through all the roadblocks, all the bumps, all the twists, all the difficulties, all the struggles. And I'm talking about this today for a reason, because today, the 11th of March, is Independence Day of Lithuania, my home country, where I came from. I'm in Ireland now, but I came from Lithuania. I was so lucky to witness Lithuania to become free. I was there. And I was thinking about it today, and I was thinking about the magnitude of the events that took place and of the result that those events actually turned into. It's crazy. The country is free. The country has been now free for 31 years. And just for your information, Lithuania was part of the Soviet Union. Lithuania was the first republic to break free. And it rippled across the Soviet Union. Imagine one small country, one of the smallest republics in the Soviet Union, broke free, and it rippled. It had such a huge impact that the whole Soviet Union fell apart. It fell apart. And at some point, I believe, people didn't think it was possible. And when you think about it, how did it start? It probably started with just one person who had a thought, who had a dream, who wanted this. Maybe a bunch of friends started quietly talking about this somewhere at some point, over a drink, carefully. And maybe they tuned into the foreign radio where some things were already happening, because we were not allowed to listen to the foreign radio stations. But they were able to catch some radio stations, and maybe they heard something, maybe they started talking about it carefully. Imagine it only started somewhere in one single place, in a very small way. And then they probably started carefully sharing that information with somebody else. And it was dangerous, it was risky. They were risking their life doing that. It was scary. Then it spread, and it spread, and it spread. And I remember I was in school, and we started hearing these things. Oh, actually, that flag is not our real flag. That's our real flag. Students started talking about it, whispering about it carefully. And then before we knew it, it exploded. It became big. And then Lithuania became free eventually, in a year or two after those first, signs. So, can you see how massive it can be just when you just have a single thought about something? Nobody believed it could be the case. When I first started hearing about it, I was in high school in these terms, and I don't think I properly even understood what it was, and then it became clearer and clearer, but it was still a long way to go, and nobody could believe it, and anything could have happened. And it did happen. It did happen, and they tried to prevent that. They did. But it happened. Imagine just having one thought, and it affected the whole world. The whole Soviet Union fell apart. The map of the world changed, So it inspires me a lot, this thought that something that is so small in the beginning turns into something so big, unbelievable big. it inspires me, and I feel inspired today. I feel stronger today because of this. And that's my main thought. That's my main point for today's video, is that if you're thinking you're moving too slow, if you're thinking you're not big enough, if you're thinking you're not significant enough, if you're thinking that you're nobody, because we all think that in the beginning. We don't think about what is possible. We don't dare thinking about what's possible for us. And I'm here to say that everything's possible. If somebody's one thought can turn into independence and freedom over time, not instantly, over time, with a lot of effort, with a lot of risk, with a lot of work, with a lot of sleepless nights. Imagine the magnitude of that. Everything is possible for you as well. If you have, you need to create that thought in you, and you need to stick to that thought. And I'm not saying you need to have that thought in terms of a very specific number or something. Definitely needed to hear this today. Mark, thanks. At some point, most people have these doubts. But it's possible. Yes, I do have. But today I feel inspired. Today I feel stronger. If independence is possible, if freedom is possible in a very suppressed environment, then anything is possible. Anything is possible. And it's only for you to think big, to believe in yourself, and even if you are going slow, but you're gonna be there, because anything is possible. Freedom is way more difficult than building an Amazon. I don't know, I think so, right? Freedom is way more difficult than, it requires the entire nation. Imagine, it requires the entire nation to achieve independence and freedom. What kind of a task is that, right? And everything starts with one thought, with just that thought, and somebody in one person to start spreading it. So your freedom, whatever it is for you, financial, spiritual, whatever, it's all possible. You just need to keep going. It's gonna be difficult, but you need to keep going. You need to just keep going. So I'm feeling inspired and stronger today because of this Independence Day in Lithuania. Maybe because I was there and I was so lucky to see that. And it's such an important day in my life. And everything is somehow related to, my journey, entrepreneurship, all the difficulties that I'm going through, all the difficulties that you are going through, and everything is gonna be fine. You just need to have that thought and believe in it, and believe that anything's possible. That's it. I'm repeating myself, but I'm just, this is one of those days and one of those things. Anyway, so thanks very much for watching. Thanks, Mark. Good morning. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Enjoy your day.